Comedy is interesting to me from the sense of like the individuals because Leo Messi, LeBron James, Tiger Woods are objectively agreed upon by the whole world at being good at their sport.
Yeah,
Right. People argue about whether Jerry Seinfeld is funny.
that's what I'm saying. And it's like, yeah, exactly. Like, but you could arguably say he's one of the goats. Like he's one of the best of all time.
Of course.
Even
Yeah.
still, even still, some people are like, nah, he's fucking shit. What are you gonna do? People think Dave Chappelle is not funny. Like, so like, I don't know. It's such a weird. You can't engage it. I don't know.
Yeah. The way that online, even, since I've been doing stuff on social in the last 5, 10 years, even, it feels like it's completely reshaped comedy though. And it's given people like the tools, like in, basically every other industry to be able to sort of skip a lot of barriers that were in place before. How, from everything I've heard, you used to have to like go to shows and like do that every day and every night over and over and over and over again, where now you have people who have a couple great videos and people are willing to go see them.
Yeah, it's the new era, man. Like, and that's the beauty of like nowadays. Is like 10 years ago, you couldn't just like build an audience and then do your own shows. You had to do everyone else's shows in person and just hope people would follow you or like I don't know somehow find you and like buy tickets to your show down the line. Now, like you don't even need to be a stand-up comedian, which I don't, which I'm not for, to be honest, because I don't know, like some of these like content online comedians, try to like label themselves as like real comedians, like by doing live shows, but that's not the case at all. That you can't argue against because you can't just like you can't fake that. Like doing stand up is a completely different game than doing content online. Like you be funny online, like the funniest person, and be absolutely garbage on stage. And most of these online comedians are garbage on how different it is. And
Are
like
people like not laughing at their jokes, or how does it play out for these people?
100%, man. Like I know I just like through the grapevine of like them doing shows, these stand up shows, and tanking, and like they're not doing real jokes. They're just doing that's not stand up. And so and then they end up doing terribly, and then they wonder why they couldn't work on stand up either. They're not stand up comedian. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a stand up comedian. Like I've been doing stand up for like 8 years, and so but at the same time I've been doing content too, but like I actually know what's like how to do stand up, and that's why like when I put on the tour recently, like real like, and that's the thing. And the fucked up part is even my own audience who like follows me have been following me for years didn't even know I did stand up all this time. So when they came to the shows, they didn't know what to expect. They thought like I was gonna do like just like some impressions or accents or whatever the fuck online
But
on stage.
you've been working on this for a long time.
Yeah, for years. And like I have a whole 45, 50 minute routine like of jokes, not just like impressions and accents. Those are included in it, like in a different way. Like, but it's not the whole thing. Like I actually have like stories or like jokes about my family or whatever it is, right? And so like after the shows, everyone leaves like almost with like this like feeling of oh my god, like I blew them out of the water in a way, like you know what I'm saying, like I blew their expectations, like I went
Right.
above and beyond, right? Because they didn't know, like they didn't know how good I would be. I'm not saying I'm the best. I'm just saying they didn't even know I did stand up, so that's why I look so good when I do do a show in front of them, and like I blow them out of the water because they're like they just thought I was just like an online comedian, but I'm not. And so, but most of these people who have big followings and they put on these live shows, they're not stand-up comedians. And they end up sucking on stage. And then like they don't end up like no one's gonna come back because what are they really doing? You know what I'm saying?
Under promise, over deliver. If they go in expecting
Exactly.
to be like all the other,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
comedians.
And we actually have like literally examples of every show I did like this past year. Like people like my own fans would come to the shows. At the end, when like I meet them and take pictures and stuff, like they would always tell me, they would be like, honestly, like I had no idea like this would be good. Like I didn't think it was gonna be this good. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they thought it was gonna be bad, like which is weird. Like you know what I'm saying? But I don't blame them. I also don't blame them, right? Because like they didn't see any of my stand up before. Like they followed me for the content. So
Mhm.
anyway,
And the only way to develop that skill, in your opinion, is to do those shows daily for years.
well, that's how I did it. Like, yeah, like I do believe you need to get like the 10,000 hours like on stage. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to like with anything else, you need to just like hone that craft first in order to become decent or like good. You know what I mean? Like I
And
had to do
I don't think I've ever heard of any famous comedian that's good at stand up having a substitute for that.
no, there's no substitute. You have to get on stage as much as possible. and you have to tank, you have to bomb night after night, like 3 open mics, 3 shows a night, like just like one after the other, and just eat shit, literally. Same way Gary talks about eating shit on videos, right? Like
Gonna
your
say
videos bomb, that you got to bomb on stage too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only way you're gonna get better. So, and it's a different muscle, man. It's a totally different thing than online.
that's a very difficult skill to hone when you're starting, the ability to eat crap like that IRL, because
I
like
know.
I
Trust
get
me.
it from an online perspective, like you try something new and it doesn't do well, but like you put the phone down and nothing actually changes in your surroundings, the room still looks the same, you go to the gym, it's still the
Yeah.
same. But IRL, how did you deal with that, dude?
Trust me, bro. Yeah, trust me. Years for 4 years straight, pretty much. Like most of the shows I did, open mics, just like no laughs, maybe a couple chuckles. Like I don't know, you don't know what you're doing. You're just like eating so much shit on stage. Like you're up there sweating, you're stuttering because you're doing so bad. People are staring at you, just like looking at you like this, just like deadpan. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with failing and bombing, that you actually start having fun, and that's when you start getting laughs and you start getting better.
Right.
And that's the trajectory that I went through after like 4 or 5 years. So really, only in the past 2 3 years I've been like doing well on stage. But even still, man, like people like Kevin Hart and like Dave Chappelle, like Sebastian Maniscalco, Bill Burr, whoever, they still bomb to this day, like right. But that's okay. Like this is a part of the craft. It's part of the art. And even with the online stuff, it's like everyone's gonna have a bad video, but it doesn't mean you're bad. Doesn't mean you have to be bad, right? Like you can always improve the next time and just keep going, right? So that's the
That's
way I see it.
Man, that's it's true in basically every industry too. Athletes have bad games, content
Yeah, exactly.
creators have bad videos. I mean, you hope the people in charge of more important things don't have as bad days, but everybody has bad days.
Yeah, heart surgeon having a bad heart surgery, killing someone. It's fine, man. Like just get to the
It's
next
a bad
one.
day. You got it.
You got it,
quantity,
sir.
quantity over
Quality over
quality
quality. Exactly.
for the heart surgeon.
Yeah, don't judge yourself, my man. Okay, just like keep fucking moving. Okay.
The guy who's in charge of FAA, NASA
Yeah.
program, quantity over quality.
Quantity over quantity. Just send the fucking rockets up, my man. Send the fucking rockets.